Hey everybody, welcome to YpSports at the moment. I'm Trey Perkins. On the phone with me as always, I have Chandler Jenkins and Riley Leathers, and we got a special guest. Our friend Andy Duffy is in the call with us. Say hi to everybody, Andy.
Yo,
So, recently in the news, you've seen that Tom Brady got his 4-game suspension reinstated by a U.S. appeals court, and this is interesting because the incident that he got suspended for happened uh, pretty much 2 seasons ago in the AFC Championship game against the Colts. You've heard the story by now. Patriots got accused of deflating the footballs, just their footballs, in that game to make them easier to grip, throw, and catch. And so, ultimately, it led to Tom Brady getting suspended for the first 4 games of the 2015 season, but it was ultimately thrown out by a judge before the season started. So Tom Brady played the entire season, but the NFL has gone to an appeals court to see if they couldn't get that reinstated, and they were successful. So now, as it stands right now, Tom Brady is suspended for the first 4 games of this season. Now, there's a few things that can happen. Tom Brady can actually take this case to the Supreme Court of the United States to get his suspension, thrown out again. And it's just crazy how far this has been drawn out. So, Andy, since you're the guest here, we'll go ahead and get your thoughts on this first.
all right, thank you. My thoughts on the case is that I agree, I share sentiments with pretty much all fans around the NFL. I feel like this has just gone on long enough that it's just kind of annoying to a lot of people, including myself. And personally, I don't see how this is it's not related to Tom Brady, deflating or not deflating footballs anymore. This, I think, goes a little deeper because, obviously the judge had already ruled that he was not guilty, essentially. And then since the NFL appealed it and he said, I guess he was, but technically the ruling itself was on that what Roger Goodell is doing is, within his power. Within his power as as the commissioner of the NFL, can he do this? And I don't think he should be able to do it, but the appeal court did say he could, and the NFL's Player Association, CBA, does in fact give him power to do such a thing. So I don't think this is really a failure of the courts or the commissioner. I feel like this is a failure of the players' union to give someone so much power that it's just not really even fair to anybody, especially Tom Brady, who I personally feel is innocent in this matter.
No,
Well,
I don't believe Tom Brady is innocent because if you look at past situations with the Patriots, most recently Deflategate, obviously, but even before that, back in 2007, Super Bowl week against the Giants, there was Spygate. And anytime you have a circumstance in which cheating is involved and your name is put back in that picture with cheating, how can you assume that one person would be innocent? Whether it was Tom Brady in 2007 doing the Spygate, which it wasn't him personally, it was Patriot scout members, checking out the Giants, trying to get any information that they could that would give them an advantage in the game. But whenever you're brought up in that picture multiple times, it's going to be hard for someone to believe you. And while I do agree with you, Andy, about the part, it's gotten very annoying, especially with the NFL draft. It's in 2 days. Everybody's excited for it, and it's raining on the parade, if you will. It's kind of taking away the excitement around the NFL, and it's bringing a dark cloud over that we all wish we just move on. But in a case like this, Roger Goodell, he does have a lot of power, maybe too much, like you said, but I think it's fair to reopen the case based off of Tom Brady. The one thing I have against Tom Brady in this whole case was he never gave up his phone records, and that's the shadiest thing if you ask me. If you know 100% that you're innocent and you never committed any of these violations that you're accused of, you would give up your phone. You would, do anything you could to clear your name and make sure everybody gets off your case, but he didn't do that. And I think that's really shady and suspicious, especially if you think you're innocent. You would just want everybody to get off you, but he didn't get up his phone records, and I don't like that. But it is being over exaggerated, I guess, as the whole situation, because it was 2 years ago. It was a blowout win. It wasn't like it came down to a field goal or anything. It was an absolute blowout. The game wasn't even close, but a little bit of cheating is cheating, and whether he was innocent or not, I think the whole phone records, that makes the whole picture extremely murky. But I think this should have been brought up at a different time, because for it to be reopened 2 days before one of the biggest events of the NFL year, besides the NFL regular season, I just think this is a terrible time to open it, and this should have waited for a more appropriate time to do so.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with pretty much everything that Riley just said. The way that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady seemed after those games when they were being questioned and everything, they were the shadiest people on the planet. And Tom Brady destroying his phone pretty much before the NFL asked for his phone that got me. I don't think Tom Brady's innocent. I do believe that the NFL is bringing it on too long. I think they're a little bit too harsh with the picks and everything. I think the suspension for Tom Brady would have been good enough in the fine. But really, I think he isn't innocent in this at all. And, you look back at the stuff they've done previously, teams being really, really, protective of what they do before they face the Patriots. I don't think Tom Brady I don't think he's even close to the word innocent in this situation. If you just look at the press conference after that, they caught him lying twice on 2 occasions, him and Bill Belichick. But the picks, I think that was good. And the annoying thing is that a team is getting ruled so harshly, and there are players like Vontaze Burfict and who else?
Adam
Pac-Man Jones destroying the game, and they're just getting off with $3,000 or $300,000 fines, and no 3-game suspensions after Vontaze Burfict, I don't know, hurt like 5 players last year.
Yeah, exactly.
So, really, and it was a bad timing. Like Riley said, it was bad timing right before the draft. They're carrying it on too long and making the NFL look bad. But, I don't think Brady deserves what he got. He shouldn't have cheated. I believe the organization deserves what they have. They got it off the first time when they were cheating. But, yeah, and they have a 4-game stretch, which, opens with the Cardinals. I believe you said the Texans after that, the Dolphins, and then who was the last one? Who am I forgetting?
The Bills.
The Bills, which those teams are pretty solid. So, and Jimmy Garoppolo, they've had this thing. He has been showing signs, showing sparks before the season, but I think this really hurts the Patriots teams and their chances at the Super Bowl next season.
Well, the thing is that whether or not we think that Brady is innocent, the fact that at the appeals court his suspension was reinstated is kind of going against the fact that his suspension was thrown out in the first place because it was beyond reasonable doubt. The whole reason that he was suspended in the first place is because in a report, Wells said that it was more probable than not that Brady knew about it, and according to the NFL, that was grounds to suspend him for a quarter of the season. And the fact that he said those words that way, just in general, is a big reason why I have a problem with it being thrown out. I don't think it matters whether or not he's innocent. I think it's the way that the report came out and how it was handled is in itself just wrong. You said he has the connections, with the Patriots, cheating in the past, but this one's a little bit different because, it didn't really affect anybody that much. like you said, it was a blowout victory against the Colts. The Patriots deflating their own balls didn't, make the Colts drop open touchdowns and run the ball poorly. But still, what it comes down to is that his suspension was reinstated pretty much because of hearsay, and I don't think that it should have been reinstated just because Roger Goodell used his power to go and appeal it and try to get it reinstated. I think that if Brady does decide to go to a higher court and try to get his taken down, I think that it will be ruled in his favor just because of the circumstances. But overall, it's just a really, really weird situation for everybody involved, and it is definitely at a bad time, especially right before the draft.
He hurts the integrity of the game, and I said it, but the whole phone situation, that's just a giant blinking light, if you will, for me. It's just that sets everything apart. If he would have given up his phone, then I would be much more supportive of him. Right. But that just shows he's hiding something. If he destroys it, like Chairman said before they even asked it, well, why are you doing that? If you're innocent and you know it, why do that? Because it's going to bring more speculation to yourself.
Yep, that is a big gray area. I agree with that fully. That is a big gray area why he didn't, turn over his phone, why he destroyed it in the first place. But him destroying his phone is just grounds for more circumstantial evidence, and I mean, it does look bad on him, but there's really nothing you can use in a court of law with that.
Well, I think the Patriots, this will hurt them, but I don't think it will destroy them. I think their schedule is fairly easy to open up the year.
Right.
I'll say they put out 2-2. I think they'll lose to the Cardinals, and I think they'll lose to the Bills. But whoever the Dolphins and Texans, I think they'll beat both of those teams. But I'll say 2-2. But they'll probably still win the division. I'd be surprised if they didn't, because the Patriots, they always have a knack for developing talent all the time, every year. A new guy seems to emerge. They develop the lower round guys, and they have those 2 back-to-back picks, number 60 overall and 61 overall. And I mean, Bill Belichick is a great coach. I don't like him, just me personally. But you can't take away the kind of coach that he is when it comes to football and, not the other scandalous stuff that he's been involved. But as far as knowing what he's doing, I think he's a mastermind, but that doesn't really change how I feel about him.
I think it all depends on how well Jimmy Garoppolo does. That'll define their season next season. It'll define if they have a 1 seed or if they're 6 seed or if they're even in the playoffs at all. So I think Jimmy Garoppolo is probably the most important part to the Patriots team next year.
So with Tom Brady being suspended and all, that means that technically Jimmy G is the only eligible quarterback for the Patriots right now. So I don't know, maybe I'd like your guys' thoughts about who you think that the Patriots kind of at this point would have to take at least sign some kind of quarterback. What do you guys think? Who do you think they'd sign?
Johnny Manziel. You heard it here. They're going to break you in.
Yeah, okay.
In all realism, it won't be Johnny Manziel. But I was talking to Chandler earlier today, a couple hours ago, and it's funny you brought that up, Andy, because I said something at number 60. What if they're one of those teams that, might take a chance and gamble, use one of their first 2 picks? They could take a Dak Prescott from Mississippi State. They could take a Christian Hackenberg from Penn State or a Connor Cook from Michigan State. Because, like I said, they're going to have to sign a quarterback. But, I mean, Jamarcus Russell, he's open to come back for free. So they could always go that route if they really wanted to. I'm certainly being sarcastic, but I would not be surprised to see them take a quarterback. I don't know if they would use it in those first 2 picks because, you can always scoop a quarterback up in any round practically because there's so many, you just don't know about all of them. I mean, even Jeff Driscoll from Louisiana Tech, he's eligible. So they're going to need to sign a quarterback, yeah.
Well, you can see the Eagles' Sam Bradford's asking for a trade.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
I don't think Sam Bradford will go to New England. I don't know where he'll go because what he's demanding and his salary cap is hit. I don't really I think he'll stay with the Eagles. I don't care. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, that's a discussion for a whole other time.
For that. Yeah.
Well, Andy, since you asked the question, who do you think the Patriots would try to sign or draft in that case?
That's a tough one. I've been kind of reading around, seeing who's like at least trying to trade. I mean, now that Trey brought it up, Sam Bradford. I mean, I don't know if Bill Belichick would go for it, but I don't know. It could make sense. I mean, they don't need the best starter in the world. I mean, that's tough. I feel like, maybe they could just have like Julian Edelman become quarterback. You know,
He did. Yep, he was a quarterback in college.
they could just have him do it, I guess. But in all seriousness, it's a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of good free agents. I mean, do the Jets cut Ryan Fitzpatrick or no?
He's still a free agent, and they are. It seems that they're not really close to a deal, so that could be a possibility.
I think Fitzpatrick will ask for too much money because they
that's
sign him.
Yeah,
that's
Well, in that case, too.
That's why I was putting him out there because he had a really good season. So
Yeah, and the
He's a nice quarterback. Fitzpatrick's a quarterback that he'll go to. If he goes to any team, he's going to want to be the starter, especially after the season he had last year. I don't see him going to New England, playing 4 games, and then taking a backseat to Tom Brady. Wherever he goes, he's going to want to know that he's the guy and the leader of that team.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to have to be like a Brian Hoyer type of quarterback.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, definitely not the best, but it's like you need at least a backup.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
that's
with
the
Jimmy
word.
Garoppolo, that's all they have, and that's really good bringing up Brian Hoyer because all they need is just a temporary 4-game fix while Brady's on suspension, if it holds up. If he does try to get it taken down again, but yeah, Brian Hoyer, that's a good idea.
And there's always. It's very, very unlikely it's the same situation with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but Colin Kaepernick's name's been thrown around a ton, and he's nowhere near the quarterback he used to be. I do not think he would go to New England to play 4 games, but, crazy things have happened, and it wouldn't shock me because Colin Kaepernick is nowhere on that elite level. I would actually take Ryan Fitzpatrick personally as a quarterback on my team before Colin Kaepernick because his fall off with the 49ers, it's when he first had those couple of games when Alex Smith was out, he's a superstar, and now he can't even get a 50% completion rate in a single game.
Yeah, that's a good point. But we all know that the Patriots will get Brady back in Week 5 versus the Browns.
The Clowns.
Any thoughts on that?
Blowout, 49-3.
Oh,
Damn.
We all know how much I like the Browns.
Yeah.
5 wins instead of 4 wins.
that's a pretty realistic prediction.
I think the NFL predicted them to go in like 1-15.
Well, the Browns, that's a whole other topic with the Browns.
Yeah, that's for another time.
All right, Trey.
Yep. Anybody else got anything?
I got some hot takes over here, if you'll allow me.
All right, go ahead.
I went over the forums, and I wanted to get the general feeling out of all arrays of fans.
Right.
Well, I decided to go to Patriot forums and see how they felt about this news.
Oh, great.
I've got some quotes. I've removed their usernames to protect their status.
All right.
This is going to be great.
This is going to be great. It's a great way to close it out.
Because I didn't want them, a lot of them are just usually, they're just, really profane, and they're, very hating. I wanted some that at least had some hate, or had some discussion on the topic. All right, the first one, I guess, could pose an interesting point. One Patriot fan said, "I will never spend another dime on NFL merchandise again, and I will pirate every game. That's
No, I
what
don't want to Patriots losing next week.
I mean, people have probably been doing that for a while now, but I mean, I guess this could hurt the NFL. I doubt it because the NFL is just too large of a franchise. But I mean, Patriots fans certainly are sick of this. Another Patriots fan said, "This is complete nonsense. I swear I wouldn't even watch the NFL anymore if it wasn't for the Patriots. This league is horrible, and Goodo is a scumbag." Well, I don't necessarily disagree, but
Yeah, I don't disagree with that either.
I mean, I think a lot of people would still watch the NFL if it weren't for the Patriots. I think it might be a better league, honestly.
oh my God. All right, and the last Patriots fan I found, it said, "Getting harder to take NFL seriously anymore. This is simply ridiculous." And I'm pretty sure a lot of people share that sentiment.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's way drawn out. It's gone on too long. They need to make a ruling, and they need to stick with it and move on. Leave it behind.
Well,
All right.
there's some very profound statements from those Patriots fans. How about you guys tell us what you think down in the comments? This is, like I said in the beginning, a really interesting topic, so we'd love to hear what you guys think. Well, Andy, I want to thank you for coming into the call. Hopefully we can get you on another one soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I had a great time today.
Oh, good to hear, good to hear. All right, well, that'll wrap it up for YpSports at the moment. I'm Trey Perkins for Riley and Chandler. You guys have a great rest of your day.